10 days ago, I started learning the Thai script using this book called Read Thai in 10 Days. The goal? To be able to read Thai script from scratch. And now, I'm here to tell you how it went. To be totally honest, I didn't spend 10 days with this book, I did spend 14 days. The reason therefore is I kind of was lost on day 4. I was thinking I don't remember anything and I need to do a recap. So I used day 4 for recap before continuing on day 5 with day 4. And then I kind of said, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to do the same later on so I don't feel stuck again. And for that reason, I took another 3 break days just to be sure that I don't get lost again. But now to the really important stuff. Can I read Thai? Well, it's not that easy as you think. I'm still a little bit hesitant to call it I can read Thai. I do recognize the letters, I can recognize a lot of them, but really reading or even pronouncing is kind of hard yet. So, if I would start over again and use this book again to learn, I wouldn't use it on its own. Well, I of course did use it on its own for this review, for this test, for this challenge. But if I would start over again, I would combine this book with maybe a spaced repetition system, and of course what I actually did do is writing the letters and words and sentences down. I didn't look up what they mean, the words or sentences. I just wrote them down and tried to pronounce them with help of the included audio files from the book. And also, I'm sure it is kind of a fun way to learn the Thai script with a little bit of a more insight from a native Thai speaker and from someone who's kind of confident in teaching the system. But I also think there are a few better systems where you can learn the Thai script easier. But of course, that depends on the person. Each person is different, so maybe that book works fine with you. But as I said, I would recommend to substitute the book with something else because I don't think, and that's my personal opinion, I don't think this book alone can teach you the script to its fullest. And also, I kind of think the book has a little bit too little exercises, and maybe I'm just a fan of that, but I also got lost with the vocals, the positioning of the vocals, and I kind of did have a hard time understanding. Well, of course, there was a explanation, but I also always had to look back because I kind of find it confusing. But I think that's just a Thai script, and that's not the fault of the book. But I would have loved to have a more like deeper explanation for each vocal, where it stands, why, and how you read it. That would, I think that would be a great help for me. But that's not the only reason. I think you should add another exercise, another resource to this book if you use this book to learn a language. And I also think that nowadays there is a lot methods to learn the script in an easy manner. And I also have to say I didn't any substituted learning on top of this book while using this book, just because I wanted to use it to its fullest and test the claim that the book has. And that, of course, didn't work. Well, not of course, but it didn't work. And that's maybe my fault. Maybe I'm not, the book is not for me. That's also a possibility. But this whole video is my opinion. So, in my opinion, the book on its own is not, it's not worth it. But with a little bit help and little bit extra, I think it is. And I highly, highly recommend. There is a um, how's it called? Recap every day about what you should know and what you should be comfortable. And if you use that to kind of end your days, then it is a lot easier. I also use these recaps to say on my fourth day, I am stuck. I need to recap because I can't say with confidence that I have the recap page. I'm totally fine with them. I have can say yes to every of the challenges. That was the reason why I decided to recap, because I couldn't tell to each of these things, yes, I know that, yes, I can do that. I couldn't do that. And it is important that you don't lie to yourself. So if you see that you can't do anything on this list, you're only lying to yourself if you say, yeah, of course I can do that. It only harms you. No one really cares if you need a day longer. And yeah, that's kind of how I would use it again if I would start again. Well, now moving forward, what I will do, because I said I want to read the Thai script and or recognize the Thai script, and I'm not yet that comfortable. I will kind of take another round through this book, but this time with a little bit of help, and make a little cheat sheet. And after creating this cheat sheet, I want to kind of start reading small texts. And I don't care if I understand what the texts mean. I just want to read small texts. And of course, at some point, I eventually want to understand some of the texts, some of the sentences, but right now it's just about reading. And I will maybe just search for a YouTube channel also where there's Thai script and pronunciation, so I can have a little help with that. And continuing with that, what I will also do is start with the first words. So really learning vocab and start learning basic sentences. Because like I mentioned, I want to communicate in Thai in Thailand. I only need the basics, but I want to communicate in Thai. Now, for you, Would you try this method? Or have you found another way to learn the script easier, better? Now, if you want to keep following my Thai learning channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you also learning Thai or any other language, let me know down below.